My voice is a little shaky because I'm not very good at public speaking or speaking in front of people, and there's a lot of you here. I came across this video on Twitter. Some YouTuber that I follow posted online. I was like, okay, what's this? And I watched it, and at the end of it, I started to cry. Because, personally, I can relate to almost all of those stories. And I'm just here to tell you that you're not alone. And God will get you through anything, because He got me through what I can get through. He can get you through stuff. And so, I have like this whole list of things that I'm going to talk about. We'll see how this goes. In 5th grade, I was sitting in class, just minding my own business, and then this kid who sat next to me said, "You're fat." And I held in tears until we went to the bathroom, and then I just broke. Because no one in 5th grade wants to be called fat. And especially with me and my history. And I just remember I was in the bathroom, and my best friend, who's here tonight, she came over and she just hugged me. And my teacher hugged me too, and that just like encouraged me, and I don't know, I just felt secure then. But that kind of led to just having low self-esteem throughout the rest of elementary school, middle school, and to this day. And it's awful. To be honest, it's awful to not feel like you can't accept yourself. And 6th grade went by and I was fine, except for not being able to love myself and whatnot. And then 7th grade happened around January. I got sick, and they diagnosed me with mono. And I was sick from January until March, about spring break. I missed all that school. I had a homebound teacher and everything, and it was just really hard because I lost a lot of friends. And someone with low self-esteem already, losing a lot of friends can hurt a lot because you just feel like no one wants to be your friend. And so 7th grade went by and I got sort of better. I was fine during the summer, and then 8th grade came, and I got sick again. I would miss school about every other week, pretty much every other week, yeah. And I started to lose more friends, and people were calling me mono girl and the one who's always sick. My teachers didn't even know my name. And it was just really, really hard. I was diagnosed with depression. I went to therapy, and it was just really, really hard. And it's taking a lot of energy for me tonight to tell you all this, because it's hard being vulnerable and telling people what you went through. Because you don't want anyone else to feel this way. Because it sucks. And so I went through 8th grade missing a ton of school, to the point where I might not even I wouldn't have been able to go to high school. I probably shouldn't have, with how much school I missed. But I went on to high school, and from August until October, my freshman year, I missed 17 days of school because I was sick. And I went to doctor after doctor. I went to my pediatrician, who finally just gave up on me and was like, "We don't know what to do. Here's a rheumatoid arthritis, go see them. They might know what to do." And so I did, and they're like, "Well, you don't have any arthritis or anything, so go see an allergist." And so I did, and they're like, "Well, you just have the regular allergies. We don't know what to do." But the allergist knew a doctor who doesn't really see patients under 18, and I was 14 at the time. And so she made a personal call to the doctor and was like, "You need to see her. She's been through a lot and she needs your help." And so she took me in. And she's just been amazing ever since, because she diagnosed me with celiac disease and Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Celiac disease is basically you can't have anything with gluten. So I have to, which is found in wheat, barley, and rye. So I have to have a gluten-free diet 24/7 for the rest of my life until they find something that might be able to work. And I just didn't know what to do with myself. I felt worthless. I didn't feel like anyone was there for me except for my family and the couple of friends that stuck with me through middle school, and then the couple that I met in high school. But it was just really hard. And I don't want anyone to have to go through what I have to go through. Because you don't know what to do. Any type of thought, suicidal thought that you guys can think of, it ran through my mind. I was willing to put my life on the line because I felt so awful. And it was just really hard for me and my family to go through that. And I feel guilty for making them go through that, because you don't want anyone in your life to know what you're going through and how you feel. And so opening up to my mom about that was really hard, because you feel like they're going to treat you differently and look at you differently. And they don't. They want the best for you. That's all that they want, is the best for you. And I had a difficult time telling my friends. I only told a couple when I was first diagnosed with depression, because, everyone thinks, oh, you're depressed, you're crazy, you're wanting to kill yourself. No one wants to, you don't want a label put on you. But I wish I knew the statistics of depression back then as I do now. 1 in 5 people have depression. And I had one friend he texted me one night, who goes, if you need anything ever, please don't hesitate to call me. And everyone needs a friend like that, because if a friend is willing to do that for you, that's saying something. And I'm still friends with him to this day because of what he helped me with. And I just encourage you that if you ever feel that way, please tell someone. It doesn't matter who it is, just tell someone. Or if you know of someone going through that, just tell. Rochelle, Brian, I would say school counselor, but most people don't feel comfortable with their school counselors as it is. Tell one of your friends. You can tell me, because I won't judge you, because I know what you're going through, and I've been there before. And I know that it's easier to talk to someone if you don't know them than it is if you do know them. For me personally, it's easier to talk to a stranger about what you're going through, because you feel like they won't judge you. They don't know personally who I am. So if you ever feel this way, I encourage you, just tell someone. Because if you don't and something did happen, everyone will feel guilty for not stepping in and helping you. When I got sick and was missing school, I didn't come to church a lot. I missed most of middle school, what was then called chaos, because I didn't feel comfortable coming to church, because I thought everyone would judge me like, oh, she's a sinner, she wants to take her life. No, don't want to deal with that. And so I did lose God going through this entire process. And it was really, really hard. Because if you don't have God, then who do you have, really, that will not judge you at all and who will love you unconditionally? And so I didn't really find God again until this year, when Rochelle kind of came and I got more involved in church. I still don't come to Lift as often as I want to because of what happened in middle school, and I just feel uncomfortable. But I'm starting to get better about that. I come to Sunday school more often. I go to more church-related events. And I'm starting to build more friendships. And that's what you really need, is a strong base in church and a strong faith in God, because then you'll be able to get through anything. without God, you can't do anything by yourself. You can't control anything, especially if it's a mental illness or an illness or losing your job. You can't control it. You have to let God control it for you. And it's a really hard concept to wrap your mind around and understand and really fulfill. But you really just need to let loose and say it's in God's hands. He'll do whatever. Because when I was going through this, I was like, how could God put me through this? Why would he? I didn't do anything. What have I done? And I was angry and I was mad. But you can't feel that way. I know it's hard, but you can't. There's a song by Group One Crew called He Said, and the lyrics are, who you are ain't what you're going through, so don't let it get the best of you, because God knows everything you need, so you ain't gotta worry. You may be knocked down now, but just believe what he said. He said, I won't give you more than you can take, and I might let you bend, but I won't let you break. And no, I'll never let you go. Don't you forget what he said. And I remember I was driving home from physical therapy last year, and this song came on the radio, and it just spoke to me. Because the entire 3 years when I was sick, I was like, there is no God. Why would he let me go through this and feel this way about myself? And make me lose friends and feel like I'm not worth anything. And then I listened to that song, and it just kind of dawned on me that God put me through that so I can tell people about what I went through and how to help them. Because I truly believe that he put me through that so I could help other people. And so that's what I'm trying to do tonight. I've been thinking about talking to you guys for quite some time now, and then the video that was shown earlier really pushed me to kind of commit to it. And so I texted Rochelle a couple weeks ago and asked her if I could, and she said yes. I didn't think she would say yes in 2 weeks. You're going to talk. But she did, and I'm talking now. So I just encourage you that if you ever feel down or anything whatsoever, please don't hesitate to tell someone. Because that was my thing, is I didn't want to tell anyone because I felt I would be labeled as the girl with depression or the mono girl, which I was. Some guy actually last year said, oh, you were the girl with mono. I said, yeah, I was. Or the one that was always sick, which is not something most people are labeled. But please just tell someone, get help. It does help you. Therapy does help you. I've gone through it. It's not laying on a couch and talking to someone. They care about you. They want you to get better too, along with everyone else who loves and cares about you. So please just talk to me, talk to Brian, talk to Rochelle, talk to anyone you feel close to. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.